Hey friends, welcome to the part 18. We are looking at real certification questions. Please focus on the concepts. I hope you have visited the part 17, which is in the Cloud Kernel or the Cloud Ninja members area. You can click the join button mentioned in the description, or you can click the join button below the video to become a member. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe because this is your opportunity to stay tuned to the latest cloud certification content specially designed to help you clear cloud certifications around AWS, Google Cloud, Azure. Let us jump into the questions. See, what is the problem statement here? The problem statement is that you have too many S3 buckets and it is giving you service limit alerts. You have to solve this problem. Okay, so just scan through the option and see which one is trying to solve this problem. A is not even talking about S3 at all, so we will mark A as wrong. D is talking about that, but it is telling, hey man, let us use a solution to bypass the service. That means this is a corrupt option. Whenever you say I will bypass, like I will break the signal, even if the signal is there, we will go through it. It is just that kind of option. And same problem is with C, option C also. It is also saying let us bypass. Option C is even bad because they are saying, see, you have S3 buckets. You have exceeded the limits in one region. So this guy will go into another region and create S3 buckets. Okay. And then he thinks that he will bypass. So is the question talking about another region? Is the question saying it is a global application? Then why will you go to another region? This is crap. So we are left with one option. This one. This is our answer. Why? See, what it is saying is, it is saying, boss, I will use separate prefixes. I will use one bucket. So the problem is resolved. You will not get service limit alerts because you are now using one bucket, not number of buckets, but one bucket. And you will use separate prefixes. Prefixes, in Windows Explorer, if you have a folder and if you have subfolder, so that is similar to a prefix. A subfolder is similar to a prefix. So that will solve your problem. So they should work. So this is like, on a road, if you are getting so many signals, instead of breaking the signal, you take a road which is a detour kind of a road where there are very less signals, or you may call it stop signs, very less stop signs or no stop signs. See, this question is very simple. You have EC2 instance and you have a database. Okay, this is a database. I'm sure this diagram looks crap, I know, but it is a database, RDS database. These are getting used 1 or 2 times a week only, very less. Suppose once on Saturday, once on Sunday, once on Monday, or once on Wednesday, like that. Whenever it is used for 2 to 3 hours only. What is the most cost effective? So here the pain point, I'll tell you, it's about cost. You have to save the cost. Since you are using it so less, why to keep EC2 instance and RDS on for the entire week? If you want to save cost, how will you save it? You only start when you need it. You stop it when you don't need it. It is like, if you buy a car, that car will be there for entire day. So why to do that? Just rent a car when you need it. Okay, even if you, for example, you rent a car, Hertz. Okay, you go to Hertz Central, you are renting a car for a day. Now you just need it for 2 hours. So why are you renting for a day? So what you can do is just book Uber, or you can book Lyft and use that cab service for 2 hours. That will solve your problem. So use something which will start the instance before you need it, and which will stop the instance after you are done. Simple. What is such option? Such option is option D. They will use some automation to trigger, and it will start when you need it and it will stop when you are done. Option A, the problem is it is only addressing EC2 instance. What about RDS? Who will start and stop that? Instead of that, they are saying, hey boss, let us convert RDS into Aurora serverless database. How will that solve it? Serverless will be still on. it will still attract cost. So it is not most cost effective. This is wrong. Option B. Option B is only giving you solution for EC2. What about the database? There is no solution. This is incomplete solution. They did not tell you what to do with RDS. Option C. Option C is saying, hey guys, let us use EC spot instance. Spot instance means you have to bid. If you bid higher, you get that instance. But the problem is your processing is on for 1 hour, and somebody else bids higher, the instance gets taken away from you. But this is not a critical application. The question is not saying this is a critical application, so you can still live with it. But the problem is with RDS database, they are telling, boss, convert RDS into a reserved instance. Reserve instance means it gets blocked for 1 or 3 years. So you need it so sparingly. It is like, you can do it with the Uber. You just need 2 to 3 hours a week. But what are you telling? Boss, buy a car. This option is just like, boss, buy a car. Even if you need it only for 2 hours in a week, you still buy a car. So will it be cost effective? No. Buying a car will take a lot of money. Even if you do EMI, it will take a lot of money. So this is wrong. So we will lock this answer. Okay. And move forward. See here, what is the problem you have to understand? You have EBS volumes. These volumes are there, no? Like that. These are your volumes. You have EBS volumes. Huh? Now these EBS volumes are unencrypted. You want to make sure that nothing is unencrypted. Your complex check is failing because these are unencrypted. So what you have to tell is, as a DevOps engineer, you need to automatically deploy a solution which ensures compliance check is always present. That means the moment you are trying to create something which is unencrypted, it will say, boss, I will not allow you to create. For example, in Infosys, there was a time when employees were supposed to wear full formal and a tie also. If you are not wearing a tie, your security guard itself will not allow you to get in. Simple. That kind of stuff we need here. See, whenever there are resources and you want to implement policies, it is all about compliance means policy. You should use service control policies. These are a type of organization policies to manage permissions in your organization. And what it does is it defines a guardrail or set the limits. Boss, this needs to happen. What is a guardrail or limit? Boss, any guy who is not wearing a tie, oh, it rhymes. A guy not wearing a tie, he should not be allowed to enter the campus. Does option A make use of SCP? No. So A is wrong. A is telling you to use inspector rule. Inspector is a security solution to catch vulnerability. For example, if there is a software vulnerability or unintended network exposure, by mistake some network exposure happened, it will catch that scenario. It is like a security guard who will catch, oh, this guy does not have ID card, man. He will catch that scenario. Or this guy is swapped and it is his ID card is expired, he had resigned, still he is trying to enter the campus. Inspector is like inspector only, police cop, like that. Here it will not work. He will Inspector does not understand this. They will not be able to check if EBS encryption is enabled or not. Inspector is not meant for that. So this is a wrong service being used. No, B is correct. B is correct because what it is doing is, first of all, it is making use of SCP. What it will do, it will prohibit stopping deleting configuration across the organization. Okay. First thing it is telling, boss, I will create an organization rule to check if EBS encryption is enabled, and then deploy that rule using ALI. First of all, it is creating an organizational rule in AWS config itself. Okay, that is perfectly fine. What is AWS config? You can assess, audit, and evaluate configurations. For example, you have an EC2 instance and there are certain changes made to your configuration. Who made that change? When they made? You can all gather that information. So there we are telling you create an organization rule and do not allow creation of ABS unencrypted stuff will not be allowed there. And second, it will apply SCP to prohibit deleting this config. That means, see, if I want to make some changes, I will go to this configuration and I will remove it and I will create my own configuration. So that can happen. say, so that people do not do that. What we are saying is, boss, we will implement SCP. The moment you will try to drop this rule, the moment you try to stop it, it will not allow you to do that. So that is what SCP does. This is my answer. Okay, because this way the compliance check will always be maintained. See, option C is wrong. Why? Because it is telling the SCP itself to go and see if encryption is there or not. SCP cannot do that. SCP can work with what access you want to enable, disable, what other actions you want to take, like stop or delete, like we did in option B. That it will do, but not this one. Then you have D. D is not even making use of SCP at all, so that is why D is straight cut wrong. But other than that, what D is doing is, it is saying that they will create a code pipeline, they will create lambda, assume that role, list all EBS volumes and publish a report to S3. Because this is reactive solution. Proactively, you do not want to create an instance itself. But what it is saying is, this guy will allow to create the instance and then it will publish a report. Hey, you know what? These are the EBS volumes which are unencrypted. So this is my final answer. So friends, if you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned to the latest certification content. Get certified, man, because very soon the jobs will become obsolete in the on-premises world. You have to do hybrid cloud or multi-cloud. Simple. Multi-cloud means you should know AWS, you should know Google Cloud, you should know Azure as well. So that is where the world is moving towards. So if you are thinking, hey, you know what? I did AC 900. Pat my back. Nobody is going to pat your back. That just means that you just know some very basic elements of cloud. Go for intermediate certifications, go for advanced certifications. Without that, there is no respect. People will not take you in projects, man. You need to clear these intermediate and advanced certifications. So do not stop at AWS, Cloud Practitioner, or AZ 900. Do not stop there. Keep going with your cloud journey. So this brings us to the end of part 18. Please find the link in the description. Become a member. Okay, it will give you access to lot more important questions. It will definitely help you clear the certification. Okay, secondly, these are all real questions. Either you see it here or in the members group. These are all real questions. What this channel teaches you, which no other channel teaches, is it tells you how to understand the pain point, understand the use case in the question, how to weed out the wrong options, how to arrive at the right answer. This is a very important technique, very important. In the certification exam, you will always get some surprises. Concepts will help you clear the exam. See you in the next part.